All right. Welcome everyone to Open Worthy Emails. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you all are excited to learn about how to make emails to leverage your marketing, ensure people actually open your emails. That is the biggest thing I think that I see happen with clients is people will send out emails and not actually have them open. So feel free to put in the chat for those who are just joining us your business name. If you are sending emails or if you're just learning more about email marketing and how to leverage it, happy to answer questions at the end as I'll be recording the seminar for those who may have missed it, or you can check it out afterwards if you want a refresher. So I'm going to give everyone till 1 more minute and then I will kick right off. So thank you so much again for joining. I'm excited to share with you my learnings about email marketing over these past few years, as I feel like there are lots of little tips and tricks so that emails don't go into your spam and things like that. All right, let's get started. So I always want to kick off with why you may be here so that I can answer your questions that you may be struggling with. So if you're looking to improve your email marketing, if you need help with knowing what to say in your emails, some people don't know what to say, that people actually want to read it. Would you like for your emails to actually drive sales for your business? This is a really big thing. We are writing emails to get an action. So I'll talk about ways that you can get people to respond to your emails or buy something or sign up for a service and what those tools are that you're going to need for success. So today, we're going to learn all about email marketing. I've spent the past 2 years writing 2 emails per week with a 72% open rate. And so I want to teach you guys what I have learned over the course of these past few years in my 15 years in marketing. Also, I'm going to share with you understanding how people engage with emails, right? Like how we all probably open email marketing every day, but sometimes it's a little hard to understand what that experience is like for the consumer and why they would take action. So we'll talk about how people actually engage with their emails. We'll talk about some subjects and we'll write some emails together. So that way you can come from the session with something tangible that you can try out, you can use, you can start practicing. So that way you can be a successful email marketer. And then the bonus is I'm going to share with you a secret way that I share with all my clients of how to use their emails and another way with their marketing. So that way they get multiple uses of the emails that they're creating. So that'll be my trick at the end. So be sure to stay tuned. All right. So first off, who am I? If you haven't joined one of my sessions before, I'm Brooke Shapiro. I'm the founder of 2 complementary businesses. One is a parent solutions platform called Sprinkles Parents, where I provide emails every week to 2,000 parents in the Bay Area with tips and tricks and webinars. And then my second business is I'm a marketing consultant for early stage and small businesses like yours, where I provide ideas, I provide on the fly marketing solutions, I take over as fractional CMO for brands, and any needs that they may have to be set up for a successful marketing program for their business and to drive clients and receive results. And the last thing I just would leave with you is I just spent the past 15 years in corporate marketing on some of the largest companies like you see Coca-Cola and Clorox. So very well versed in all these different marketing tools that I'm now able to bring to small businesses. So what is email marketing? Some people call it lots of different things, call it their CRM. They may call it consumer marketing. There's just lots of things that people call it. They may use different tools like Klaviyo, Omnisend, MailChimp, ConvertKit, Substack, I think is another one. There's lots of different email solutions out there. So we're going to talk about email marketing at its core. At the end, we can talk about the different platforms you can use. So that way you have everything you need for success. So email marketing is a form of marketing that makes customers aware of your business. It brings them into your marketing funnel to start connecting with you. You can give them more information about new products, any discounts, services, or events. It can also be a little softer sell, and you can be just educating your audience about information, about the value of your brand, and keeping them engaged between purchases. So if you have a long purchase cycle, it's just staying top of mind. So it's a really great form of marketing to start building out your business and continuing to grow it. So the benefits of email marketing. One of the things you can do with the platforms like a Klaviyo or an Omnisend, and I believe in MailChimp as well, is you can start breaking down little groups within your emails. Meaning, you can have a group that is just signed on, so you can say welcomes. You can have a group that are purchased in the past and say, thanks, remember to purchase again. You can have groups that are in different areas of the country if you're needing to message people in the Northeast versus the Southwest. So what's great about email marketing is you can segment out people who are aware of you and are becoming more loyal to you. And so it's great if you already have built an audience. You can use this content in other places, as I was mentioning before. So you can use your email marketing in other parts of your business so that you don't have to keep recreating the wheel. You're organically starting to build out content for your business. The best part about email marketing, why I like it and usually recommend it for my clients, is it's the lowest hanging customers. So these are people that are signing up for your email. They're aware of you already. They're wanting to learn more and they're committed to you. So email marketing is really great for building brand loyalty if that's a focus of you at a certain part of your business, or you don't want a lot of customers, you just want a few loyal customers, and start building those segments out. So, what email does? So, email reminds people about you in a one-to-one way, right? You're in someone's inbox. You're not just in a public setting where lots of people are seeing the same thing,
Gotcha,
right?
perfect. I appreciate that.
Hold on, I'm just going to put someone on mute.
Well, yeah, I think we've covered.
All right. So it reminds people about you in a one-to-one connective way. So you're in their email box. It's very personal to them. It is, they're scrolling in their emails for an activity. They might be searching for your email that they had seen long ago. It's that one-to-one personal connection. It allows you to provide a unique message based off of the customer's action. As I mentioned previously, you can segment your email out and say different things to different customers. So you may have known that they went to your site and put something in a basket but didn't buy it. You can remind them, hey, you had that in your basket last week. Do you still want that? So it's really nice to have that email marketing as a solution as you bring people through your funnel. Oh my gosh. I'm traveling right now, so I don't have a mouse. So I'm doing this all from hand, so I apologize. Woo. All right. So how often should you send an email? So you should be sending emails at least weekly, which may feel like you're spamming people. If you do it 2 times a week, some people feel like that's a lot of spam, but it's really not if you think about all the email that you get every day in it. A lot of companies, like if you're a retailer where you're having sales, if you have big promotions, if it's holiday season and you're trying to get in front, they send emails 3 to 4 times a week, like a Bloomingdale's and Nordstrom's, all those types of businesses. So it's really important to be constantly sending emails so you stay top of mind. Again, you don't want to get too much where you're getting marked as spam, but you're giving consumers value. You see that they opened it, or you saw they didn't open it, so you're trying again with a different message. Those are all things you can do through email marketing. All right. I'm going to let someone in. Oh, here we go. So why would someone open your email? Well, the reason people open emails is a benefit to them. It's not necessarily that they care what you want to say. It's that they have something that they're looking for. So savings, they may want to see if they won something. They may want a giveaway. They may have an event. And so there might be a reason that you want to promote a different flavor. I saw an ice cream brand just came in here. You might have a new ice cream flavor, information or education about something. Or they might be waiting for a discount. This is one trap that I would say you want to be aware of, because if they have they're just waiting for discounts. That I see a lot of my clients fall into this trap. They're not buying, they're waiting till something goes on sale. All right, I think I saw someone's hand raised and I see there's a question in the chat. How can you see if someone's opened an email? Is there a way to track that part from reading the receipt? So depending on what email platform that you use, you can usually see if an email has been opened. So if you have, like I actually use Luma, who sets up my webinars and has my emails, I can see who opened the email, and I can see if they've clicked on the email. So in the reporting, if you have a MailChimp or anything like that, there is a way to see which specific people are opening your emails. So you can, again, put them into a new segment and email them another message knowing that they're interested, or to remind them again. So there are lots of reportings in these email tools like Klaviyo, which is really expensive. So I'd be aware before investing in that. I think that's like $1,000 or so a year. But there are some in like MailChimp and ConvertKit that are more reasonable that you can use to see. And the higher budgets or the higher price points usually have more technology in there, or like benefits that you can see emails. All right, I hope that answered your question. All right. Great. Okay, so we talked about why someone would open your email. Next is, all right. We talked about how often is it spam? All right, so this I touched upon a little bit earlier. So is it spam? If we're sending people too many emails, how does it get into spam messages? I've had that happen to me so many times where I'm like, I emailed you, and someone goes, that went to my spam, right? So it goes into spam potentially based off of the email address. So sometimes if you're not paying for a MailChimp or ConvertKit or something, it might automatically go into their spam because it says MailChimp or ConvertKit. It says like a brand name that Google or someone knows that it's a brand. So they're going to automatically put into spam, right? So then you can pay for it at a higher price point. So it is your email, but it has to come from a certain email address. So you have to be careful that it's not your personal, because if you're sending out too many emails in a day, if you have a larger email list, it'll get marked as spam and you'll get locked out of your Google account. So always create a new email address that you can use to have it be where your emails come from. Again, when you have OmniSend or a Klaviyo or something like that. So you want to make sure that it doesn't get marked as spam, because once it starts getting marked as spam by too many people, then it goes into more people's spam. And so you won't have permission to be on their email ad list. They might not join your list anymore. They might unsubscribe. So you want to make sure that your emails don't go into the spam folder. You want to make sure you're not sending like 5 emails a week, whereas people are flagging it as spam, because that will hurt you as well. So that's why I always say no more than 3 emails a week. And even that's a lot. I think 1 to 2 tops. I work on a soup brand, and we found that 2 really helps our business. If we send 1, people forget. 2, in the beginning, at the end of the week, really is what helps, drive businesses, because they're staying top of mind. They're getting promotions. They're getting information. They know that they're looking and wanting our emails more and more. They told us that by our open rate. So it's really important that you start to figure out, based off of the type of business you are, how many emails your target audience is willing to handle per week. So email segmentation. In your email systems, there's lots of ways to know about different groups. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, that there's only people that have purchased previously, you can make a segment. So it's about replenishment that message them, right? Or it's about signing up again, or signing up for the next program. The second one is about only emailing people that haven't purchased. So, hey, you signed up, but you haven't purchased. What are you thinking? It might be emailing people in certain regions, as I mentioned earlier. They might be about certain events that you're having. So as I mentioned, I have a parent community. So I'll email people, hey, I know you have a baby. I have a baby meetup. I'm not going to send that to people I know who have a toddler, right? So you can segment the information based off of knowing who people are. And you can just email in lots of different ways. Just be careful. Don't fall into the trap of having so many tiny segmentations where it's like 5 people here, 10 people there, because then you're just like, picking pennies. You want to make sure that it really makes sense for your business. it really can move a needle. It has objective and is key for your business. So we're going to start writing this email that I promised that we can do all together. So if you have a piece of paper, or if you want to just get like a Word document open, either way works, as I want us to come away with one email we can kind of pretend to draft together or get some inspiration from. And so I'll talk through a little bit about how you write an email now, and you can follow along on your end, and I'll give a little time for us to do it together too. So there are two ways that you can have a tone or voice of your email, and this is very important to set with your business. So there's two ways you can go about it with your business. Just depends on how you want your company set up. One, it could be very personal. Like I have an example here where Curology, which is skincare and acne cleaning product, he says, it's like it comes straight from the co-founder. It's, he's from Curology. He's saying personally, thank you. And he tells me a story about the company. And I just feel so connected to his business and been on a journey with him, right? This is very personal. It's authentic. It's storytelling. They're putting my name. He's sharing his name. He's putting my name again. So it just is really, you feel like you're talking one-to-one, right? Just how you would really send an email. It's very personal, the voice you write it in and the style you write it in. But there's others, like a Bloomingdale's, lots of tech pro companies where it's less about whoever the owner is, right? Like this is more promotional about, hey, this is what's happening. Here's the business. Go get this now. This is like going to be happening soon. They're a lot more visual and it's like a little website looking. And so it might be you're taking a website page you have existing and putting it into emails over and over. They're sharing updates with you. And these are emails you're probably getting multiple times a week about things happening. So a lot more brand centered. And it's about your brand and not, the person behind it. There's no right or wrong way. It's just deciding which voice you do. When I first started with Sprinkles Parents, I was going back and forth from like a brand voice to a me personally voice. And then, when I had brought on a team, okay, back to brand voice and like, oh, but people miss me. So back to personal voice. So once you figure out what your audience likes, then you can go from there. So what to say in email? So this is what most of my clients come to me for and ask me to write their emails for them because they just are like, I have no clue what to say. And as someone who has the gift of voice, I think I could write emails and talk to people all day long. It's my favorite thing to do. But what I say for those who don't know what to say in an email is you need to show your expertise and knowledge. So if you're a skincare brand like the one I was just mentioning, you're showing people that you know a lot about skincare. You might be talking about pimples. You might then talk about wrinkles. You might talk about eye cream. You're just showing your knowledge and expertise. So again, I saw ice cream pop on. And for those who don't know, I have an ice cream podcast called Let's Spoon. So I really love ice cream. And so there's an email list that I'm on for other ice cream brands, and that they're talking about different flavors of ice cream or how they made the ice cream or what flavor launches they have each week. And I'm anticipating what the week's flavor launch is going to be. And so I open the email every week to know what the new announcement of a flavor is going to be. So they're showing their expertise, their knowledge that, I want to know what's next. You might be answering issues that someone is having, and then why to use your product. So I take a lot of comments that I see on Facebook groups, on my Sprinkles Parents Facebook group, where parents are asking questions. And I go, okay, I see a lot of people are trying to figure out preschool signups. I'm going to write an email this week all about preschool. Oh, looks like it's rainy weather. I bet people want some rain tips. Okay, I'm going to send an email of lots of rain tips and how my product will help them. Well, you can get discounts if you are part of Sprinkles Parents to different areas around here. So, okay, I'm giving you tips and how you can use my product. So it's not completely just giving and giving. It connects the dots. It's timely and relevant. So it's in your inbox, it's once it's sent, it will, people will go on to the next email, or they might search for it later. So if I send you an email about, I don't know, Valentine's Day today, obviously it's not relevant. I'm probably going to ignore it, right? Maybe if I search it in a year, it'll come back up, but it doesn't make sense now. So I always look at calendars and think, okay, right now we're about to be in April. Okay, what's going to happen in next week? Okay, I don't know, there's Easter's coming up, it's Ramadan right now, Passover. So there are lots of things happening. How do I write an email that solves for solution? Okay. Or, again, Mother's Day is going to come up in a few months. So if I want to get ahead, I'll start drafting a Mother's Day email and have it all set to go for Mother's Day. And just think about the things ahead of time. So I'm not being too reactionary. So it's really important you have an email content calendar so you can plan ahead too. So copy tips. So prioritize messaging. So think about what you want them to take away from the email is always what I write first. I don't write the words. I think about, okay, what is the goal of this email? What do I want people to take away? What's the hook? That is the most important. You don't want it too long. Everyone's busy. People don't, they're not doom scrolling an email, right? You might be on their Instagram and you keep scrolling and this is fun. I'm stuck. You don't really enjoy on your free time going through emails for fun. It's just kind of something you're like, all right, I got to go to my emails. You want it to be very bite-sized of information, right? It's like a teaser and they can click to learn more and go to your page. And again, you're teasing what's next every time. So if you know something, a surprise is happening, you're launching a new product next week. Hey, check out a new product announcement next week. So that way they start to learn to come back more and more and more. Email engagement. So make as many buttons as possible. And I say this not to be obnoxious. So there's obviously a fine line. But you want to make it so they can easily go to your site, click to the Zoom, right, for this webinar, click to the website that you're talking about, or click to a PR article you were in. Make things really, really clickable and easy for people. And have lots of visuals, images, memes, whatever you want. People love to have it really visual. Emojis were really big in subjects. They're getting less popular. They were really great 5 years ago and helped your emails break through, but now everyone's doing them. So just make it really engaging. Okay, so take a second and think about what you want your hook to be. Think of an email that you want to send out either next week or soon, and write on your Word document or your piece of paper, what you want someone to do from your email, what you'd want that hook to be and the action you want them to take. So that way you can start having something. It'll take 2 seconds. Hopefully I've inspired you guys throughout this webinar so you can start think of things easily. All right. So now, what needs to happen in the email? Don't overcomplicate it, right? You want to make it as simple for people as possible to take action. So tell people what you want to tell them. Like I said, what's your objective? So in a really creative way, you need them to think that it's their idea, kind of like toddlers. So tell people what you're wanting to tell them. Like, next week, we are going to be launching a brand new, I'm going to do clothing as example, sweater that you can try that Kim Kardashian was wearing last week. How do you think this could look for you? Asking them questions so that they start to think, imagining themselves in the clothes, or imagining them tasting it, or imagining them smelling what you're doing. It's almost like you're talking them one-on-one. That's the beauty of email. Again, telling them you need to sign up or come by once or buy again, right? If you segmented this email for people that have purchased you previously, hey, did you like this? Oh, you did? Yes. Okay. Now, would you like to buy again? You might be running out soon based off of our estimate. Your lotion you bought 3 weeks ago. You need to rebuy that again because it's going to expire or it's not as potent. So you should buy again. So you need to tell them what you want them to do in the email so that they can take an action. And then how to pick the topic. Again, as I said earlier, thinking about the challenge they're having, what's going on for the next few weeks, and is there something you wanted to share? And so the most important part of the email, where I actually spend most of my time when I write emails, and we'll do in a second, is the subject line. So that's the reason, that's the reason people are going to open or ignore the email at the end of the day. It's not about you. It's about if really the subject is interesting to them, right? They're scrolling. They probably have thousands of emails in there. and just getting bogged down. So the subject line has to be really interesting. So one of the tricks is, you're asking questions in a subject line. Do you like the color orange? Or, I mean, that's not a good one, but maybe if you're launching an orange sweater line or something, or a new color of a product. Do you like, did you like, I use a lot again for parenting is like, did you sleep through the night tonight? The answer is always no. So they click like, no, okay, click here. Because that's where they're connecting with you, the subject line. It's not even in the email. By the time they got to your email, you're in a really great place, but you have to hook them on that subject line. So you need it to be top-notch subject line. And so you only have 28 characters, in Google, for people to decide whether or not to open your email. And what I mean by 28 characters is the subject is cut off after 28, and a phone and emails, it kind of gets the ... So whatever you're going to say in that subject, you need to highlight over it and make sure it's only 28 characters in a word count, or else they'll get cut off and they won't get to see it. So it's really important that you only have 28 characters to say what you want to say, and make it short and make it a hook. If you do, social media, all social media is hooks. You can use the same hook on your social media, like, did you sleep through the night? Could be your social media hook, and it can be your email hook. So you don't have to be creating stuff over and over. You can be using things you're doing on social media or in other places anyways, and repurpose it for emails. So for subject lines, you need to invoke curiosity, like I was saying, 20 characters. You need to tease what's inside. You don't want to say like, did you sleep through the night? And then be like, I love to cook. Like, it needs to be somewhat connected. Another example is I actually have, after this, another webinar for my parent community, and it's about wills, trusts, and estates, right? And so I had the subject line like, what will you do, right? And people are like, what will I do? Oh, do you want to learn about like, what will you do if something happens to you? What do you want for your kids, their lives to look like? So it connected the subject, what I was trying to achieve, the words was a clever play. And that's how I like to come off, as fun and clever, and creative. And so if that's my brand, if your brand is more educational and for more informational, traditional, like I have some clients that are, they probably wouldn't make like fun, quirky subjects. Their subjects are more like, did you eat 3 fruits and vegetables today? Or how many fruits did you eat today? Or are you needing more fiber? Or things like that. To really invoke that curiosity. And then, for tips, you can look at, search or social trends, for inspiration and promotion. So again, you want to look at trends that are happening on social media. You want to look at trends that might be happening if your health brand and the health trends. So like, this food is in season, like asparagus season's happening, and it's like baby registry time is coming up, or summer break is happening, camp's happening, whatever it could be. You have to look at what trends you're seeing in social. So that could be looking at Facebook groups or in your feeds, looking in search and what people are searching, being really relevant is also going to be really key. So March Madness was just a big search now. So how can you have like some subject line that could correlate is really, again, going to be important, that it's relevant and makes sense. So subject lines, do's and don'ts, and then I'll have us write one together, okay? As I try to make these quick, and I know we're already a half hour. So do's, what's a subject line you would open? I always say that to myself before I start something. Like, would I open this? No, this is corny. And I think, okay, I'd probably be curious. Can you make it a cliffhanger? So one of my, I think I had like 88% open rate on one email that I said, don't freak out. Right. So it was like, people were like, wait, why would it freak out? Forgot about what? And I was like, don't freak out if your kids don't like get potty trained by the age of 2. And maybe something, people want, like win $1 million, save money and time. Those are just like very simple ones that everyone wants, right? Emojis, as I mentioned, can help. If you are doing a discount, just put it in the subject, then they're going to open it, right? 15% off. Again, please don't fall into clients that only open your emails for promotions. That's very dangerous space. Relevant to what you're saying. Again, don't make it too generic or basic. Like, I don't know, like summer's here. Like you could, but everyone's going to have that, right? You want your email to stand out. Again, as I said, don't make it only promotional. Don't mislead people. People get very upset if you mislead them. And then if you can offend people or it's out of context, that's also keep that in mind, especially in today's day and age. We need to be very respectful of everyone opening our emails, as we don't know who's on our list, who's not on our list, what their life is like. So be really respectful in your subject line that it's nothing that could offend people. And if you're questioning it, probably don't do it. And I say that as someone who has made that mistake, and I don't want you to do it. It's not fun. Example subjects. So today only, 3 things for you've been chosen for, those are some just simple hooks. If you want more like, hook ideas, I sell them on my website, sprinklesparentsconsulting.com. You can buy 50 email hooks I'll send to you after purchase, and then you can just rip and reapply and put them in as you like if you really are struggling with some email subject ideas. Have a bunch that I can just share with you that are plug and plays that are creative and really will get your emails opened by your consumers. All right, imagery. So as I mentioned, include lots of visuals. You want to break up the email. If you get a long email, you're not reading it either, right? So try and break it up to just little smart pits and then imagery throughout to kind of give people that quick serotonin hit. That's why people like visuals, right? It's a quick serotonin hit. You understand eyes don't like reading lots of words. If your email server allows, can you put a video loop in there? Klaviyo and MailChimp, I don't think allow you to do emails, but some of the other ones do allow emails in there. So you can repurpose your social media videos. Aha, reusing assets. It can be personal if it's a story. It's something that they may save, they might want to save your email or copy it. If it's something, they might print it. I've had that with my emails. And anything with the imagery, like the results they may see. So your weight before and after, right? If you're a nutritionist, or again, like tips and tricks as like a visual versus like in the copy. Just make things really imagery nice. Okay. So we started to think about what our hook is. Now we're going to take a second to write a subject, and we're going to write an email based off of everything we've learned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my timer on for 5 minutes, and I'm going to let you guys, based off of everything we just talked about, try and write an email. Obviously, it might take you longer to write than 5 minutes, but hopefully it's a catalyst, which is what I am, to help you be able to write your emails and have a sense of confidence and ease to do so. All right, we're going to start the 5 minutes now. All right. I wasn't able to end Adele early because I feel like she was really grooving. So let me go back to sharing my screen so you guys can see. All right. All right. I hope you guys were able to feel inspired either through Adele or with everything that I've shared with you to write your own email, or at least have an idea of what you're thinking as your hook. Start with some copy, start to think about what visuals you want to add in there, what actions, what subject. So again, our action plan is you think about, the next email that you want to send. What were the actions you wanted to do? We wrote the email bullets you wanted to give them, and what you wanted to get across. Based off of the email you wrote, you thought about a catchy subject. So that was 28 characters. And now that you can, after this, review it, think about, would you open it? Did it pique your curiosity? Do you understand what you were trying to get across? And so create that curiosity in the subject line. We're going to write an email based off of the action you want them to take and the benefit that you want to give them. So that recapped everything that we just went through this past 40 minutes. And then that bonus hack that I promised to all of you was take your email, turn it into a blog, or if you want to write your blog, use your blog, turn it into an email. Don't do both. Make sure to either take your email, put keywords in it, put it on your website, use the same kind of content for your social media, use the images from your social media, put videos in your email. You can repurpose all that for LinkedIn and Twitter, which is, again, why I love email marketing, because I can use this as my starting point and break it up for emails, for social media, for LinkedIn, for everything. And just repurpose it in lots of ways too. So I know what I want people to say. I know what I want to get across on social media. I know what I want on LinkedIn. And so I'm using this email in lots of ways. So want to just share upcoming events. I hope you really enjoyed the seminar. Next seminar, I'm actually going to be talking about PR tips and tricks. A lot of startups are told to start their business through PR and have a big PR push. So I'm bringing in Opportunity PR, Samantha Breen, an expert. We work on a few clients together, and she's going to share some ways that you can help your business through PR when you think about PR, if that's the best tactic for you. Then in May, I'll have ways to win on Amazon. And then in June, I'm going to talk about influencer marketing. So like I said, I hope to see you at my next seminar, April 13th with Samantha Breen, where we talk about PR. I also have a really great announcement. I probably should have made a slide for this, but I have a great new value called monthly access where you can just ask me questions on the fly. One of my clients wants me to call it marketing on the fly, where you can be part of our Slack group and ask any marketing questions to me directly, and I'll answer within 24 hours. We'll have weekly Zooms to troubleshoot any marketing questions you may have as well. And you can sign up for that. I'll put it in the chat. Would love to see you as part of our monthly marketing access group with all these founders that are trying to troubleshoot and work through and launch their marketing. And I'm here to help guide them every step of the way. And I'd love to support you too. So with that, I'll open up the chat, and if anyone wants to go on mute, and you can ask any questions. So let me turn off my camera so I can see you guys. All right. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat, and I'd love to answer them for you. And here's everything, and I'll have the recording as a follow-up. Any questions on your email marketing or things that you plan on doing afterwards, feel free to reach out and let me know. How long do you recommend emails to be? I say it's only like one part of your page. So you don't want to have people scrolling too much. You want to keep it as short as possible, knowing that they're probably going to bounce to something else. Great question. All right. Well, if no other questions, thank you so much for joining my seminar. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you soon at more, and have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thanks.